Hello my Facebook friends and welcome to Thursdays with Annette at 2 o'clock or whatever time it is in your part of the world. Today's show is a little bit of a Christmas theme because I'm going to be showing you how to make gingerbreads with a festive theme. I've been icing and cooking and making gingerbreads and I'm excited to be able to show you how to make these at home because they make a great gift as well. But before we get into this week's show, let's talk about last week's because, you know, we had some great feedback. Now, Karen said, that because it was about the Christmas pudding, hello, it was fabulous. She said, it looks wonderful. Think this will be on my menu for Christmas. And I go, yes, Karen, go for it. 2.1 grams of fat for a serve. It's fabulous. Now, Marilyn wrote, I have been making this pudding for at least 10 years, even longer maybe, and has always been a winner. That is fantastic. And Ellen was impressed. Now she wrote, Annette, you have done it. You have convinced me to make my own Christmas pudding this year. I've always been so nervous to do it, but you've made it look so simple. And it really is simple. So go for it, Ellen. Be confident. Now, Laura did a lovely comment and she said, Annette, you have pretty well much taught me how to cook. I've made so many of your recipes over the years and so grateful for the hearty, easy to follow meals. Spicy lentil hot pot remains a firm favourite even with the resident carnivore. And that's fun, isn't it? Now, Robin wrote that she can't wait to make the pudding, so thank you for that. And Lynette said she makes this pudding every year, one for home and one for her daughter-in-law's family. They love it so much that they argue over who is having the leftovers. So thank you so much for your feedback, and you know, please continue to do that because it really is fantastic to read your comments. Now, of course, each week we have winners and we need a drum roll, please. We've got 3 winners from last week's show winning book 2, personally signed by me. It's a bit fabulous. So Gail Carmody, winner. Robin Bagala, she is very excited about winning book 2, and so is Sharon Amos. And I think it was Gail that had her daughter even message saying how she was excited that her mum won the cookbook too. So I hope I got the right person there. But one of them had a daughter email us as well. So that's fantastic. So, okay, let's get on with the show. All right, so now we're going to make the gingerbread. Now, it's out of book 6. So I'm going to plagiarise my own recipe, guys, and that's okay. So in book 6, I have the fabulous recipe here called Ginger Kisses. Now, they're fantastic. So they're like a gingerbread, and then you do a beautiful cream cheese filling inside. So they're a little bit decadent, a little bit fabulous. But for today's show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do gingerbread using this base recipe. There's only one thing I'm changing, and I'll talk about that as we go. So if you've got book 6, just make a note. If you want to do the gingerbread, that's the recipe for you out of the Ginger Kisses. All right, so what we need is we need an egg white, we need some skim milk, golden syrup, Flora Light, self-raising flour, bicarb soda, some brown sugar, cooking spray, and the spices that I'm going to be using in this, and I'm sure you've got them all in your cupboard right now, is ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. Now, I've got to tell you, we got our allspice out, and I just went, oh, I don't know how old this is. Yeah, it needed to go. I think, was it 2010 bill used by or something? Yeah. So we bought a nice fresh batch, and I'm excited about that. So always check your use bys because sometimes it can make a big difference, especially with like allspice or 5 spices. You know, those ones, they're very pungent, and so you don't want to have too much of it. All right, so I've got my bowl ready. I've got my sink to go. I don't need my bin today because basically I've only got an egg yolk to throw out, so I'm not even bothering with that today. I've got my utensils here, all my ingredients. I've got my bowl. Are we ready? Let's get cooking. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is I'm going to put the flour in first. Now I want 2 1/4 cups. Now this is what the only change is from the cookbook in book 6. It's normally 2 cups, but I just want it a little bit firmer for this recipe. So that's where you put in 2 1/4. Let me see if I can get it around this way so I can see it properly. Or just a little bit more. There we go. Now where's my sifter? So what are we going to do is this is going to be my dry mix, okay? And this is going to be my wet mix. And this is how I like to cook. I like it to be super, super easy. So what we start with is all the dry ingredients to go into the big bowl. And then the wet ingredients goes into the small bowl. And then you just add it together at the end. How easy is that? It can't get any easier. All right, so we're sifting the flour. There we go. Put this over at the sink. Now, while I'm going to do this, I reckon I should probably put in the margarine. Let's get that in the microwave. So the technique I do is, instead of, you could do 4 tablespoons, but I'm going to do it super easy and just do 60 grams, because it'll say that on the recipe for you. I've got my glass bowl, because I prefer to do the glass in the microwave. And I'm going to just bring this up to have 60 grams. A little bit too much. Perfect. Now this will go in the microwave, and on my microwave it's about 20 seconds. Should do it. Great. So while I'm getting everything ready, that's happening over there. Now I'm going to move this out of the way, because I want to clear my bench for when I'm rolling out the pastry, if you want to call it. Okay, so now I'm going to put in a teaspoon of bicarb soda, and this is a really important ingredient to have in gingerbread. It helps lighten it up, and we want 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So it's not a really, really super sweet gingerbread, because often you might put icing and different things on top, so this means it's not so sickly sweet. All right, so we do 1/3 of brown. Let's have a look. And I like to actually, when I do it, push it down, and that way then you can see how much you actually got in there. Okay, so 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Wonderful. I'm going to keep the flour here because I need that for rolling out. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. We don't need them anymore. Now we're going to put in all the spices. So you start with a tablespoon of ginger, but my little container here is a bit small to put a tablespoon in, so I'm just going to do 3 teaspoons. So it's ground ginger. That's done. Now I'm going to put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. So this is where you get all that beautiful gingerbread flavour that we all love. Now it's 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/4 teaspoon. How fabulous are these spoons? They just make it so much easier, and you can grab them on my website, guys. They're all uber fabulous. So 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. So let's move these over here. Perfect. Now, with the dry mix, I'm going to mix it all together, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some gloves, because I think with the mixture it actually works better. So just give me a second. I'll grab my gloves, because you know what I'm like. I hate getting mucky. I don't like getting all the dough in my jewellery and, you know, under my nails, and I just think it makes it so much easier. And you want this to be a fun experience. Now, you should be thinking in the school holidays, how perfectly fabulous would this be for the kids? So, you know, this is what you want to do. So now I'm going to mix the dry ingredients together. Just give it a good fold together. Now what I do is, because brown sugar can get a bit lumpy, so what I do is I give it a shake, and you'll see that they come to the top, the mix, you know, where the ones that are in a lump. But just go through and just check that you haven't got much brown sugar in lumps, and it just makes it a bit better. Okay, so now our dry mix is ready, so let's start on the wet. Okay, so we want some skim milk. How much do we need? We need 1/4 cup of skim. You know, it's interesting, people sort of say to me, you know, does it really matter if I use, you know, full milk or skim? And I go, well, you know what, having low-fat dairy products really can help, because, you know, it means that you know, yogurts, milk, cheese, all those sort of things are going to make such a difference if you stick with the low fat. Now I'm going to get my marge out. So remember that was 60 grams of the Flora Light. Just give it a bit of a mix up, pour that in. Alrighty, so they're dirty, and then of course we just want the egg white. Don't need the yolk, it doesn't mean anything to the recipe. I'll throw that out. And then we want the golden syrup. Now this is a key thing, and it's interesting because golden syrup is actually an Australian product. So how about that? Some people don't know that. So we want 1/4 cup, and I always put it in with the margarine one because it's a bit warm, so it just seems to come out of the cup a bit easier. So we want 1/4 cup, just watching level. There we go, fantastic. And this goes, oh gosh, get on. This will go into the wet mix. And then you just combine all the wet mix together. Fantastic, let me get rid of all this. I'm trying to kind of keep it a bit clean because we've got a bit of cooking to do. And so now, get the whisk. Uh-oh. And just mix it up. So this recipe is out of book 6. Remember, I'm doing the ginger kisses with a gingerbread twist. So all I've changed is adding 1/4 cup more of the self-raising flour. So in here we've got all the dry. Now we pour in all the wet. Just scrape it all in, make sure you don't miss any of that gorgeous golden syrup. Let me clean up as I go. This is wonderful. In the sink. Wash them up later. Oh, and where did I put my wooden spoon? Did it fall off? Billy, can you grab me a wooden spoon, darling? I have about 80 wooden spoons, so it's all good. All right, so now the wet and the dry goes together. You just give it a good mix up, and that's your gingerbread. How easy is it? Now, kids could do this. I mean, you might have to help them with the melting the margarine, but generally this is something the whole family can get in and make it a little bit of a thing for Christmas. But for any time of year, because who doesn't love gingerbread? I mean, we have the ginger factory up at Yandina, and people will spend a fortune on those gingerbread men, and so you can make it a lot cheaper. All right, so now I'm going to get rid of my spoon. See why I'm using the gloves? It's a bit sticky. And now just get in and combine all that flour and spices together. You should smell this. It's so good. And look, even if you don't really like ginger, it's not a really heavy hit load of ginger. So give it a go. And I think what a brilliant idea, as I said before, for Christmas presents. You know, for your neighbour, your cleaner, your ironing lady, or your friend that you just don't know what, that's got everything, and you think, well, I'm going to bake. Because to me, baking is giving love to these people, and I think that's lovely. You know, you can buy stuff, but I don't know about you, but I love it when someone makes something for me. All right, so we're going to move this out of the way as well for now. I like a clean bench. This is fabulous. Now you do need that little bit of extra flour, and we're going to roll it out. So let's get it out of the bowl, in the sink. Now when you're cooking with kids as well, like, you know, you might find they might need a stool to get up to the bench and make it fun for them. And don't be mean, like, you know, make it fun. And as you'll see, my gingerbreads are very rustic. They're, you know, they're handmade. So who cares? All right, so now you roll the gingerbread mix out. You kind of want to aim for about 1/2 centimetre with the mixture of the dough. Maybe put a little bit of flour on the top. I'll show you later how to get rid of that flour so it doesn't spoil your gingerbreads. You're going to get quite a few out of this mix depending on the size of your cutters. So I have made a couple of things and I'm going to show you ahead because I thought, later on, because I just thought it might inspire you to get cooking. So I'm not going to do this whole mix because we haven't got time. I'm just going to give you a sample of how to do it, alrighty? Okay, so here's our tray, cooking spray. Now I've got my little Christmas cutters. Now I've got some big ones, I've got some littler ones. It's up to you what you want to do, but I think I might do the star. So all you do, push it in firmly, take it out. What else will we do? We do a Christmas tree. Yes. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, I'm known for my singing. I know. You're so jealous, aren't you? I'm going to do a gingerbread because we have to have gingerbread. Hello. And I'm going around the edge first because I think that's a better way to do it. And I've got angels and other things there, but I think for this lot, I'll just use this as an example. Dipping in the flour. Get your little gingerbread man. Look, isn't he cute? Put them on the tray. If you don't have one of these type of spatulas, you could use, the old barbecue one. But keep dipping it in the flour. You don't want it to stick. There's my stars. Oh my gosh, isn't this fun? Oh, I've lost my star point. Sorry, one moment please. And the great thing is you can mix the dough up again and make them as many times, you can roll it up and make some more and it will work. And lastly, we've got our Christmas trees. Oh, let's get that in the flour. There we go. Now you're going to want to put the oven on ahead of time, like I've done, 180. They're very quick. This is what makes it so much more fun because you can get batches done. And if you've got a few trays, then you can also do that. Now, it takes about 10-12 minutes to cook, but get your little pastry brush and I just brush off the flour. You can do it even after they're baked because, when you're decorating and that, you don't want flour on there. So how does that look? Excuse me, I'm a little bit impressed with myself. So in the oven, I'll just go, hello? In the oven, as I said, about 10 to 12 minutes. Now I'm just going to move all this out of the way. See how quickly and easily you can reshape and work on it. Let's get this out of the way. I want to clean up a little bit so I can show you how busy I've been to decorate to show you. So we'll just clean this down. Alrighty. Too easy. Alright, so gloves off. Get ready to be impressed. Alright? So here we go. I know, stop it right now. I am fabulous. You know what? I have no skills with piping. So if I can do this, so can you. All right? So don't be intimidated. You could do the easy ones if I just show you. But this one, I just iced the top and dipped it in coloured sprinkles. I got those in Woolies. Just squiggle around the edge, put some coloured things. And of course, with the gingerbread, I've got the little mini Smarties there. You can just do whatever you like. These are good. Let me just show you some of the decks you can use. So I got these in Woolies, and I like the silver and the white balls. That's really good. Of course, I'll use these later for parties. What else did I get? I got the green glitter is on the Christmas tree. Stop it right now. I do like my tree. I was a bit impressed with myself with the silver balls. I know. There's the coloured sprinkles. Look, they've even got tiny little gingerbreads and candy sticks. I did that on that one there. But what I really loved as well, I know, I've had so much fun this week getting all this organised. I got these little things from Woolies again. And like, who wouldn't want to be making some patty cakes or fun things, and you just put some icing on and glue it on. So there's a little tiny gingerbread star with the Santa on. I mean, you can have so much fun with Christmas things. I mean, it really is up to you. So let me show you. Do you want me to do a couple? Yes. All right. Don't judge me, people. I'm not a professional. But excuse me, talking about professionals, Diane had a go. We all had a go this morning. And there's Diane's little angel. It's very lovely. Do you like that? Look at the little pearls on the bottom. She has never used a piping bag ever before, so I was impressed. But of course, my husband Bill, he's the creative chef, of course, and his Christmas tree looks brilliant. Well done, Billy. But how did we do all this? I'm going to show you because it's super, super easy. Okay, so where are my gingerbreads? In here. Okay, so let's do a Christmas tree. Should we do a Christmas tree? All right, so I got these great little things. Once again, I'm a bit of a Woolies girl, and they're little writing icing. I know, fabulous. So they've got all the different colours. So let's do, shall we do green? Let's have a look. All right, I hope you can see this. So you squeeze it down, and then I'm just going to go around the edge. You're just squeezing all the time. Keep that pressure on. I might just go along like that. And then you just accentuate the edge, which is good. I like that. Oh, I'm going off track here. But then, let's keep going with this. Let's do red. All right, so some crosses across. Look, you kids can have so much fun with this because this is what Christmas is all about. Big kids, little kids, we love it all, don't we? And then maybe the yellow. What the heck, I'm getting carried away here. Maybe just a little yellow blob on the top. And there we go. A little Christmas tree. So, I don't know, Bill. I think mine's better. I don't know. Now, you could do the gingerbreads, the Christmas trees. I've got angels here. Like, I've got all these things, but what I want you to do is have fun with it, guys. No one has to worry about being professional. So here's a star, for example. Now, I did use some icing. Now, if you guys have got a piping bag, then use it because it's fun too. So once again, oh, it's not going to come out. There it is. Get that crosses in. Oh, it's got a bit hard since it's been sitting there, Billy. See, look, I'm doing a crappy job here, but I don't care. You get the point. Oh, God, what an epic fail. Alrighty, so that one, let's put that out of the way. We won't talk about that one. Okay, so there's those. Now, let me show you some great ideas for gifts and that as well. But first of all, I need a drum roll, please. You should see my gingerbread Christmas tree. I know, stop it right now. Here we go. Woohoo! Yeah, I've been a busy girl, but I've had so much fun. How about that, guys? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of icing to the top. Why not? Let's put some snow on it, which of course in Australia we really don't have snow, do we? But let's just make it gorgeous. How does that look? I know, brilliant. There you go. So, if you're still looking for ideas for Christmas, I'll show you what I'm doing this year because I'm totally fizzy about the gingerbreads. I've got one going out like this, little red container with the little green lid on. Christmas present, yes. I haven't finished. I got these from the discount cheap store, little bags. Actually, I'll show you. So like they're in little bags like this, and I've put about 3 or 4 of the little gingerbreads in there, and how lovely to give that as a little gift or a stocking filler. But there's more. What about the tins you get in the cheap shop as well? Fill them with, now see they're not iced, but probably what I will do is maybe stick a few of the ones here, which I'm showing you now, on the top as well. So you get a little bit of a mixture. And what a great gift. So I hope that's inspired you to be a bit fabulous with the gingerbread. You know, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Because they're so low in fat, they're so easy to make, and it's up to you. Use your imagination, guys. Whatever you think, it'll be fabulous. But make sure that your piping bag works in the first place. So now, we're going to give away book 6. Yes, I know. You want the gingerbread recipe. So if you are going to do this, you need to like, share, and then in the comment, make sure you write it properly, because if you don't, we can't pick you. It's hashtag simply with a Y. So if you do SI, that's not it, honeys. Come on, SYMPLY, number 2, good. And you're going to draw 3 winners next week for the fabulous book 6. Now, I know I'm going to be making some more gingerbread this afternoon for afternoon tea. Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yes? So now, the other thing that I wanted to... Oh, yes, next week's show. It's our last one for 2017. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. I've had so much fun with you guys. But you know what? All good things come to an end. And I've got to just tell you right now, you need to be here next week, because the giveaway next week is the biggest giveaway all year. Oh, yes. I just told the team before we started, and they just went, really? And I went, yes, this is where the boss gets their way. So, you know, like, just remember to go to the website, www.simplytoogood.com.au for great ideas and recipes. And I would love to see some of your gingerbread photos. Thank you, people. Put them on. We're excited. See you next week.